Hello and welcome to the season and probably series finale of F1 Manager 2024's Create a Team mode here with ACGP. First and foremost, I do need to apologise for the delay, of course. Real life, really, real life. Prevented me from recording this also meant I had to make sure everything was okay for the things that come next. So in order to not have a big gap in the proceedings, I decided to not rush this out and put this out on a Monday instead. With now at point of recording, those other things have been sorted out and we should be able to proceed as I intended to originally. So there'll be a video on Thursday on one thing and there'll be a video on Monday with another game. I'll reveal those later on probably, but to F1 Manager first, I'll give this my focus for now, since this is the big one and this is what we're here for. It might well be a good thing we've had this pause because it's made me actually look at the situation. I think it would be a dumb idea to simulate Saudi Arabia and Qatar and then play Abu Dhabi, because the points gap, if we scroll up, I don't even need to calculate it off the top of my head, the points gap in the constructors is 88 points and for Lando it's 74. Now for a driver, the maximum points is 26, which means he is 4 shy of winning that right now. If Oscar Piastri has scored 4 less points in previous races, Lando Norris would already be champion. If we outscore Red Bull by just 1 point in Saudi Arabia, then we are constructors champions, because if my maths is correct, it's 25 points for a win, 18 for a second, that's 43, and then 1 for the fastest lap if they get the full boat. That's 44. We're 88 ahead. So if we get 1 more point than them this weekend, that's 89 points going into the 2 races to go, which means it'll be unassailable for the constructors as well. So in theory, if Lando is still, 53 points then, so 25 plus 2 fastest lap. So if long as Lando is still 53 points ahead of Oscar Piastri or Carlos Sainz, who's actually, right there with him, then Lando will be basically almost certain to be champion at Saudi Arabia. He has to score 4 points, I think. He can get away with losing 21 points. He has to just score 4. Whereas the constructors, we just need to outscore Red Bull by any amount. So we could win both in Saudi Arabia, which means it's probably best I actually do this one live and then simulate the other 2, provided we get what we want. So with that in mind, I'll see you for qualifying at Saudi Arabia. Well then, one last, hopefully last, qualifying session for us to deal with. The others, we hope to just simulate. That one goes immediately. I mean, I'm not expecting rain, obviously, it's Saudi Arabia, but a little bit confused why... someone has joined us, I think, there. A Red Bull, in fact. Carlos Sainz and Porsche, 2 of the currently front-running-ish drivers, all deciding to pop out early. A huge amount of traffic for Maloney in particular to deal with. I mean, Norris had the same amount of traffic to deal with, but somehow he just got away with it. Bottas hasn't, and now the track rub was going to vanish. That's a camera angle. I can't see what he's actually done. Well, he's facing the wall. He's gone straight on. That's what he's done. Not great, Valtteri. Not great. I do have a minor... I might actually send him back on the same tyres. No. I might... Yeah, because the rubber on the grip disappears now. I don't know, particularly with Vesti, Fittipaldi, Magnussen and Hauger being 4 the drivers who hadn't set a time yet. I don't know if they will actually go faster than Zane. Norris is 100% safe now, obviously. It was only a minor question mark to begin with. He was probably fine regardless. But I still feel like Maloney needs it. The Williams are fighting each other for some daft reason as well. Okay, so yeah, he will need to go again. But you can see the problem with Leclerc there. Maloney's got himself a decent spot actually in the end, having obviously blasted his way through on manual mode. In fact, he's probably ended up shoving other cars into other wakes of other cars, basically. He's probably caused some concertinas out there. In fact, I think it has to be Djokovic because Bottas crashed, isn't it? I think Djokovic has got somebody inside him, and one of the Red Bulls has got a Haas inside him, or at least very much on his back. Actually, that might be good for the Haas. Not that they need any help. It could be Leclerc, I suppose. So realistically, we're looking where Leclerc is, really. I mean, hopefully he's got a little bit more in him. Maloney won't go faster in the first sector because he didn't catch traffic. Actually, yeah, maybe a cool bit of traffic there, but obviously not bad enough. I think the real bad one was effectively where the detection point is for the 3rd DRS. I think he caught someone in the windy bit just coming up, because you can get past at this section okay, but here I think is where he caught someone, got massively held up. So realistically, actually it'd be the 3rd sector that maybe that you got a big hindrance in, but we need to make sure we put a clean lap in here. In fact, he's caught that Williams. He's going to get a slipstream here. Good. It's enough for 9th, but that shows you the problem with the rubber and the grip, because he definitely got a slipstream there as well. And actually, this is effectively the usual suspects down there. Hauger shaves a smidge of time off. I think Russell cleared the line before the checkered flag, because Mercedes suck now, and Williams have never been great. Actually, a bit sad to see them take a backward step again. They looked like they were on the up for a moment. I say that, actually, they might have just been the back of the ones who didn't, because they didn't do a time before the red flag. They might have been higher. Now, my one concern for Q2 here is the track re-rubbering in again, as Porsche shaves a couple of tenths off his original time. Everyone's gone out at absolutely baffling times. Lando is holding someone up right now, which probably isn't helpful, but just want to make sure he gets through, because a couple of these could shave some reasonable time off if the track is rubbering in, because Porsche's taken a couple of tenths out. It was Tsunoda that was inside Norris, and he's basically gone directly behind him. I think both are fine, but you just can't risk it. It is worth noting, actually, whilst Perez obviously was a car problem, Hamilton seemingly was entirely mentality, which is obviously massive proof that the mentality system is utterly balked. Sure, obviously bad mentality just cause you to underperform compared to your teammate, but not to the degree where Max Verstappen is, you know, in the top 10 and Lewis is at the back going out in Q1. I'm not sure how badly that was. Norris green sectors. Maloney's on used tyres again. I didn't really feel the need to run him on a new set. Just, you know, 4 tenths there between Gasly, and actually Norris is fine, but kind of want to see what Norris could do. Slightly concerned that both Williams and Red Bull are ahead, though. But we need, especially where we need to outscore Red Bull. Well, pay attention to Norris again. Apologies, Zane, but this is his potential Drivers' Championship weekend. First laps, Maloney was on very used tyres, and Norris was basically in his gearbox. I did send out Norris in the aim to get him a tow. It seems to have worked, because, you know, there was almost 7 tenths between the two drivers, but he's also still 3 tenths off Porsche's current pole sitting time. So I'm kind of hoping that Lando is close enough to Zane that at least on the straights he can pick up a bit of a slipstream. Both drivers do go faster in sector 1. Both have brand new tyres on. Norris has done 1 set. Zane's has done 2 rounds of qualifying laps, so that obviously contributed to his slowness, or comparative slowness, I should say. Djokovic actually got through to Q3. As Antonelli squeaks pole. Maloney somehow slower in the middle sector. Go figure. As is Lando. Lawson finds some time. That's somebody we had to get past. Please tell me you're close enough, Lando. Please tell me you're close enough to get at least a bit of slipstream here. I need you to squeeze every possible second. Maloney goes ahead of Norris briefly. In fact, actually stays ahead of Norris. What on earth happened to Lando? I reckon it was actually lapping that car. That is disappointing. Wow, our cars are really good on their tyres. 1 stop, medium to soft to medium. Literally kind of no difference on what lap to come in on. I feel like maybe we should change Zane's, but just so it's closer. You don't want to allow an undercut, really, do you? I just want to double check. I mean, I doubt it's going to be a thing, but... Oh, 2 stops absolutely destroying the tyres is a thing. I feel like 1 stop at Saudi is better, though. I don't feel like AI do 2 stops here. It's 10 seconds faster, though. I think we'll go on the 1 stop just because I don't trust... Plus, it's usually an instant.
The anticipation is really building here. The fans in attendance are absolutely buzzing with excitement.
14th isn't the grid position they'd be expecting here. They need to recover a lot of positions.
And it looks like we're good to go. It's almost time for the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. And it's lights out and away we go.
I am concerned by our strategy. Porsche starts on a hard though, and that, well, it's not helping Maloney get past Sainz, but he has got past Sainz. Reminder, Norris only needs to finish 8th, I believe, is 4 points, is it not? 1 point for 10th, 2 points for 9th, 4 points for 8th. So I think he only needs to finish 8th. 8th or higher gets him the championship. But we need to outscore Red Bull, which we are not going to do with Antonelli leading. An early fault for Piastri is going to help. I mean, Haas still got to overhaul McLaren with 3 races to go, but they're right on their tails points-wise. So Piastri falling out of this after... Lawson's qualified well for a change as well. Wow, this is carnage at the front. Because of a medium runner and a hard runner. But Maloney sneaks up the inside of Charles Leclerc, which forces him well offline and compromises him on the exit. Science was classified as a lockup as well in all of that. So that's his soft tyres gone off a bit. Maloney's going to stick himself on the outside of the hard-running Porsche and get himself that position as well. No, it isn't. It's... The car behind is now actually Porsche, my friend. As to be fair, Porsche is greedy there. He has a sniff at Antonelli, even though he has no hope of making it, which just gives Zane the outside, which becomes the inside, and on soft tyres, just has the drive. And now he'll have a go at Antonelli.
A long way to go.
So I feel like the gaps are forming there with Porsche on the hard. Norris did get Sainz in all that. We're still not outscoring Red Bull because it's obviously a 7-point gap between first and second. But it's Norris's turn to basically force his way past Leclerc. Blimey. That was an aggressive move. And Porsche with no DRS. Sitting duck. In fact, Sainz gets both Hasses as a result of all that as well. I do want to rewatch this Norris on Leclerc one. Not from this angle, though. Game! He kind of just forces his way past it. We kind of just see the end of the... well, the start of the... I should say. I imagine Porsche and Norris... Oh, sorry. Hang on a second. I missed this one.
We need to do more than coast.
Just DRS, I would presume, on the main straight there. Yeah. So it is currently 2 fights because Norris is yet to break away from Porsche, even though he's on a hard tyre. This could be a problem long term, actually. Although Bottas has done a thing again. I wish I had gone aggressive now. Oh. Oh. No, it's actually... Oh. It was a Mercedes. He bounced off the wall into Bottas.
Not much that...
Which one was it, Vesti? Probably just worthwhile going on a medium. Just 2 mediums from here. I wonder what that does to Porsche. I mean, we were all set, but now I've got to go aggressive on everything again. 1 second, Grofty. I also need to see what this... Oh, you can actually just do 1 medium to the end of the race. I don't think I'll try it, but yeah. It's 23 seconds faster to do it this way. Yeah, so we'll stay on all-out attack with the medium tyres, just because I want to at least compete with Antonelli's softs. The soft runners obviously will have to appear again. There's no way they get to the end. So,
Nice one.
Claire's in 8th. Oh, he didn't qualify all that well, did he? No, he was up there with us in the front. Norris overtakes Porsche. Norris is already ahead of Porsche. We are now actually outscoring Red Bull, of course. But yeah, Porsche no longer on... I'm surprised he didn't go on softs, actually. Say, make a break on Porsche, then it becomes a 3-horse race with Antonelli. Of course, fuel recovery needs to be way less aggressive now as well, as we complete the first lap post-safety car. And DRS now active. We've pulled a second on Porsche. So, front 3 driving away. Lawson's up to 5th. That's great from him. About to say Snowden had a mare there, but no, he had the penalty post-qualifying. So, despite being in the top 10 in qualifying, not in the race. Both Antonelli and Lando have DRS here, so it's bunched us right up and dragged us well away from Porsche. Obviously, I can keep the tyres on, but I think we'll see a few more switcheroos soon. But honestly, if we can just get dragged away from Sainz, this puts the ball well and truly in our court. Even if Antonelli wins. That's a yellow flag. Ah, that's another red flag. It's Perez. Let's see what he's actually done. Oh no, it's actually not Perez. It's another whack-a-mole. No, you were definitely hit there, Sergio, by a Williams. A flying Williams. Why are we seeing the victims, by the way? I want to see it from the angle of the perpetrators. I actually genuinely don't know what to do now. I'm always tempted to stay on the same tyre. I'll go on to the other medium, because there's always the chance that we can push these ones.
I'll race here.
Fuel's fine now, of course. Go back on those other mediums again. What happens? Can we go full 5? We can go full 5. And it would be perfectly viable. 3 seconds faster, yep. How can it be only 7 seconds faster? That makes 0 sense. Okay, 14 seconds faster to go absolutely all out. Yeah, we'll do it. We also need to do 2 laps all out, no matter what. It was Sonoda was the bouncing vehicle. It wasn't a Williams at all. And that's a great start from Lando this time round. I'm surprised more people have gone on a hard here, actually, just to go to the end. Antonelli's still he stayed on the same tyre. As DRS reactivates again on this lap, we've got a second on Antonelli. I'm a little bit confused there. Lando doesn't need to win, but he's going to go for the attack here. Kind of wish he had DRS, so if we could just leave it there, Lando, mate, that'd be great.
It's difficult. Just got to be patient here.
So with DRS, you'll be able to go past each other without a fuss. I'll be honest, not a lot's happening right now.
Yeah, confirm.
After 2 red flags, it's kind of calmed things down again. I've spent most of it just keeping Maloney behind on don't fight. I've swapped him over just because the tyre wears were actually getting out of hand in the opposite directions. Lando was underneath and Maloney was above because I had him on a lower setting.
Tyres are looking good.
But he's on don't fight, clean air, just to keep the tyre temperatures down as much as possible. I'm actually going to get Maloney to deploy now as well to help drag the pair away. Antonelli actually pits now. I'm actually going to bring Lando in this lap.
We are.
Just because he's about to hit 40% and I don't really want him to go under 40%. And if Antonelli's pitted now, I want to make sure we're on the best tyres for the rest of this race. He's gone on hards as well. 22 laps to go, he's gone on hards. Sure, why not? But Maloney's deploying, so that's going to help drag Lando along. Build up a gap. Of course, Oslo, there'll be a red flag now, won't there? In the gap in between. Russell's out as well. I don't know what happened there. That just must be mechanical. A lot of people on angry. Both Piastri and Lawson now on heavy mechanical faults. Not great for the McLaren Haas fight. So we'll just be obviously be careful and be wary of the fact that a full 5 push will not work for Norris now. Good pit stop there. We'll give Maloney next lap.
Box this lap.
Because I think 2 more laps will keep him nice and fresh. We'll come out behind Porsche, but we'll come out ahead of Max, who's pitted anyway. In fact, we'll come out literally behind Porsche. It's a 5 won't do it. 4 probably definitely will. Probably definitely.
Albon behind. Gap.
But the crucial thing is we're ahead of Antonelli, and Antonelli got stuck in
2
this.
laps to go.
On hards as well. He's got stuck in this and hards. Probably just built a gap there. We'll whack Lando on deploy and fuel. We might as well. We've got 20 laps to go. We'll recover whatever we burn here. He's passed before he's even deployed there. What are Porsche's tyres? 46% mediums. Thing is, we got close enough to Sainz now to actually get his DRS. On the main straight, anyway. Antonelli's still stuck in this. I mean, Lando's going to be past Carlos before he even activates his DRS there. I'll keep the fuel on for the time being. Straightforward. Where's that? I don't know where our 1 lap pace is, though. That's the weirdest part of all this. Okay, no need to push the fuel now. We've got a second on Sainz. So I believe Maloney comes in this lap. So obviously Lando's got a hell of an undercut here. This is mostly just to fend off Antonelli, but he's got 27 seconds on Albon here, so should be fine. And evidently they're just going for a 2-stop as well. Oh, a 1 stop. A 1 stop from the restart. Not sub 2. Not Lando does purple. I didn't actually see who had the fastest lap before that. I might just do a period of Lando on normal. Sainz pits actually, as that's 1 less to get through, and bizarrely we've ended up in exactly the same situation with Porsche with Maloney. He was only 17 seconds behind. That was a quick pit stop. I was expecting it to be like 20-something seconds. He's got past before there's even any DRS. Of course there's a VSC now. Don't need to worry about fuel, but Djokovic has crashed. We might as well watch it.
This, I think, was at turn 13.
Weirdly nose arcing the retirees. Oh, he did what his teammate did.
Have to pick themselves up after that.
Anything you can do, I can do as well.
Slow down now.
But yeah, six drivers out, 3 2. Oh no, sorry. Keep forgetting it's Tsunoda, wasn't it? But yeah, both Astons and both Mercs now out, along with Tsunoda and Perez. Hauger's in 9th. There's a Williams in the points. Not for long. Oh no, actually that's Verstappen. He'll still be 10th. Porsche's going to benefit over Sainz here because he's pitting under VSC. However, Antonelli is 18 seconds behind Maloney because he got stuck in that chain of traffic. 18 seconds! He lost so much time! He was only 6 seconds behind Norris originally, so he's 22 seconds behind now. He lost 16 seconds between... Oh, mind you, this is at VSC speed, sorry. This is at VSC speeds. I forgot about that. But yeah, Porsche overcut Sainz because of the VSC in the end. I also push the fuel. Once we get some detections in again, we'll see how far behind he actually is. Okay, he's actually still 15 seconds behind. And it's just been overtaken by Leclerc. Older hearts. No idea what's going on with Antonelli and Leclerc there. But Antonelli should just be able to drive away. Is he on the brink of a fault? I think Antonelli might be on the brink of a fault because his teammate's just driven through him as well. I know he's on hard tyres, but I might as well just keep our tyres in the bank just to make sure we're okay there. I'll be honest, I wasn't expecting this when we qualified 5th and 6th. I'm fascinated to see if these two can close. They're only 14 seconds behind Maloney now. Oh, we've actually got the fuel back to exactly equal, so we better take that off. Because they are slowly catching. Although Sainz is on brand new softs. Or I say that was on brand new softs. That's going to fall away from them. Why is Maloney faster? I'll just give Lando 2 laps of full deploy here. Just to make sure he's... I'll do. So I just had a crash. Just a crash. I'll be honest, most of these highlights are just crashes. I can't see it, but I can tell what he did there. He just decided not to turn. He got away with it, though.
And for the crew watching on in the...
He is still 8. Reasonable points for out. No! I just realised the Williams are 12th and 13th. Verstappen were reasonable points. Hit the wrong button there. Sorry. Yeah, but no need to... Yeah, that gap's now going out again now those tyres have gone off. And they're lapping people, I think, are they? No, they just got stuck on each other. They just lost like 3 seconds trying to overtake each other. Lando's lapped people. Final lap for Lando. Oh, Sargent has the fastest lap. I might see if Maloney can nick it. He's got 4 seconds, so... Oh, I just realised, actually, I got that final lap notification a bit late, really. We're about to actually finish the lap. But, yeah, Lando's won that. We don't steal the fastest lap back, but it's with Sargent in 11th, so nobody gets a point. But we outscore Red Bull, and Lando... Well, Lando got at least 4 points, which... He got 25. But Hunter's car failed him. Gasly and Lawson's car failed them. Lawson steals the point, though, nonetheless, by the looks of things. Actually, no, he might get re-overtaken by Sargent on this last lap. And will do. Like I say, he's got a DRS opportunity here as Sargent. Magnussen's in this fight. Actually, there's a chance for a Williams point after all if Magnussen can do them both. It's not going to happen, but 2 points for Gasly. In the other Audi, though. It's going to be a fight to the line for Sargent. He nicks it! Huzzah! Don't get to witness the podium because Maloney's on it. It's a shame that's the only thing you get for Lando winning the championship. I'm a tad confused because there was no line at all for us winning the title. That confirms Lando as this season's championship, 16 podiums, 9 race wins in the end. And that should do it. It's 89 points is all we needed, so... Wow, McLaren with a really good pit stop there. But it's a shame you don't get a kind of a fanfare like you do in the EA Cody's game, at least. There's not even a thing here. Both of our Dams Lucas Oil F2 drivers on the podium in the Saudi Arabian. I can't look at the full race result because it won't show me them. Nonetheless, I can have a look at the overall one. I assume that there's a race in Abu Dhabi at the very least. So this obviously isn't done. But this begins Bogdanovic back into the fight for the win here. Carpentier 6th. I feel like we have a third horse in this race. I can't remember. I feel like I'm missing someone. But, oh, Tramnitz, of course. Quali in 3rd. And F3 was already done with Abby being 2nd there. But in terms of strategy, we expected to finish 8th. I'm so confused. Why is there, like, literally no information about Lando winning the title and us winning the Constructors? Does that come through? Lando's braking's got even better, and Zane's overtaking's got better. That's good. 2 races to show it in, but yeah, I'm pretty certain we're done here, aren't we? All our stuff are secured for multi-years, as are our drivers. I think we renewed anyone who needed a renewal. McLaren hasn't been a frontrunner in the Constructors' Championship this season, but had a rough race last time. I mean, they're only 333 points behind, but sure. There also isn't a sprint here. I think they just said that because I think it's coded to say that, even if there isn't one. Oh, I have put a sprint here, apparently. Oh, no, that's Bahrain. Qatar, yeah, no, there's no sprint in Qatar. Yeah, I don't really know then. I'm so confused by the utter lack of fanfare here. But nonetheless, we'll simulate both of these. Right then, because mathematically, Lando has won the title, and mathematically, we have won the Constructors. Time to simulate the rest of this season. Race starting grid sees Oscar Piastri back on pole. Maloney and Norris 4th and 5th. Carlos Sainz only mustering a 7th place is not great, with a lot of penalties, of course. Sorry, did Liam Lawson get pole? Oh no, he just had a 21 place grid penalty. I think that's what I was trying to say. Yeah, he actually qualified 10th. And Pierre qualified 8th. Lewis Hamilton in Q3. He's back. RB the worst here, seemingly. Maybe this track not to their liking. Kevin Magnussen qualifying 14th, though. Okay, so there's no usable softs anymore, which means, I mean, what are we doing here? What is this strategy doing? Go aggressive, get the gap, come in early. That's apparently the fastest. I've actually already had a 4 push in it. This one didn't, for whatever reason. And simulate the race as well, now that we've sorted out their strategies. Semi-aggressive 2-stop. I think this is just saying we've won.
Incredible. That was a really well-deserved win. They
Yep.
got their race strategy
Gone 4th.
absolutely spot on.
I didn't see which driver that was.
How do you think they'll be feeling in the
Nonetheless,
team
it's
garage at
both.
the end of that?
There's a helmeted driver on the podium.
Much happier. A win and a podium place.
Oh, there we go. That answers that question then. Win on podium. Both drivers up 3. It's actually Zane who won the race. From 2/10 to Lando. Teo Porcher only 3 seconds behind, so it was a tightly contested race in the end. Pierre Gasly got 11 places to 6th, and Liam Lawson 14 to 8th. McLaren seemingly more on it this weekend. Actually, where are the Red Bulls? Carlos Sainz 7th and Antonelli 17th. 2 laps down. He's had a problem there, hasn't he? Federico Vesti a retirement. Oh, where was Lewis? 11th. Oh, he didn't get a point. Lando's going to end up 100 points ahead here. But I guess Zane takes it to the final race if he wants to try and get Oscar Piastri here. Oscar Piastri has to score nothing, but and has to overtake McLaren on that weekend, despite it was a better showing from McLaren. Has to take McLaren, who are having a good showing in the Constructors' standings, according to the news pieces. Audi take RB as well for 6th. Still no points for Williams. Bit of a shame, that. Audi Pulling hit 70 rated. I did actually use her in practice 1. And fellow female driver Bianca Bustamante getting 64 in the background there as well. She's got a much longer way to go, but Audi Pulling's now on the fringes of being I mean, they have to be considering it for F2 next year, surely. All right then. Abu Dhabi to finish things off with. Well then, we arrive at the final race of the season, just ready to simulate right through it. And we can see what the race starting grid is. Like the fact to see Antonelli and Max with penalties there. Which means Lando does start the final race on pole, already champion. But Zayn only starts it 6th. Audi 3rd and 5th. Qualified 4th and 6th, but still. Actually, Zayn qualified 8th. Théo Pourchaire got through to the final set of qualifying with a 120.8, should have been on pole, but didn't set a time in Q3 and doesn't start. Did Théo Pourchaire crash in qualifying 3? Because he doesn't even start 8th, which Théo Pourchaire crashed in Q3. He's got a pit lane start. Djokovic takes a 10th place hit to 20th and Vesti down to 21st because he had another penalty. Max starts 12th ahead of Antonelli, who had a bigger penalty. Lewis Hamilton starts the final race of the season 19th. Perhaps I should have gone in and checked his mentality was okay. Sergio Perez, having fixed him, starts the final race of the season 9th. Curious. Two stops always more fun here, but I don't know if the AI gets it right. Of course, the AI doesn't actually save soft tyres on a medium run here, so actually 11 seconds faster to do a two stop, and it's always more fun to do anyway, but we're not. Obviously, just don't put them on the same one. They're miles apart on the strategy order anyway, so one's on pole, one's in 6th. So I don't think it matters if you simulate the last race, because you still get the post-race gumph. So I don't think we're going to have any detriment when the Constructors' Champions just popped up as a thing at the bottom right. We'd already done it 2 races ago, game, but thank you for finally acknowledging that. And there's the drivers as well, for good measure.
Today, Lando Norris has made the team's dream a reality.
This podium is something the whole team can be proud of.
Just a
Excellent
podium,
strategy,
weirdly.
and perfectly
Well, they've been waiting for this, haven't they? And it's only right that they make the most of it.
We didn't win the race.
How do you think they'll be feeling in the team garage at the end of that?
They'll certainly be pleased to have made the podium. The job well done for sure.
It sounded like we only got Lando on the podium as well. There's nothing about who's won what or anything. The reason why Lando didn't win was because Antonelli came from, there must have been a safety car involved, came from 13th to win the race. George Russell and Lewis Hamilton both out. That feels like an incident between 2 vehicles that occurred after Lando pitted, but Antonelli didn't. It feels like a situation where Théo Pourchaire, Max Verstappen and Antonelli hadn't pitted yet when they crashed. Because those are all big gains from 3 drivers who, well, Max Verstappen hasn't been great, but 3 drivers who started way down the order. Sergio Perez held on to 9th, and both Audis held on to points in total. Charles Leclerc actually lost places. So maybe he had a fault or something. That both McLarens had a terrible race. I don't know what happened to them. I just remembered that Maloney, had he won the race, would have got Piastri in the championship if Piastri didn't score. Piastri didn't score. Théo Pourchaire nearly gets Charles Leclerc in the end. Only 4 points separates the 2 Haas drivers, who remarkably consistent between the pair of them. And Sergio Perez, for all his woes there, does actually get up to 13th in the end. And Lewis Hamilton scores. Lewis Hamilton, in his retirement year, scores exactly the same number of points as Logan Sargent. Yep. What a way to bow out. Red Bull actually closed the gap, but it doesn't really make a difference. McLaren scored no points and Haas actually solidified 3rd. So, ACGP, us, Red Bull, Haas, McLaren, who won the title last year with... they didn't win the Constructors, but they won with Oscar Piastri. Red Bull won the Constructors last year from us, from McLaren. No changes in the order, but we have reasonable pit stop to finish the year off, but tight finish on that. 5.56, 5.29, 5.01 for the 3 at the top there. Williams somehow only get 8 points in that as well. I don't know what happens. I don't know what happens with night races, but I never got to the bottom of that one, with the suits being absolutely baffling. So Tim Troutman is 75 rated. Lovely, we're 3rd. We get 9.5 grand from that. Randeep's sad. Victor Martins didn't get points in the last race. We get a 1-2 between Bogdanovic and Tramnitz in the Drivers' Championship. Basically, our team in F2 damns Lucas Oil because we have 2 drivers in it. It's almost like it's been bought by us in the background with Bogdanovic and Carpentier, who finished 7th in the end. But you end up with a 1-2. I want to know what the final race result was. A faceless person wins that, but we had a goal. We fought tooth and nail for it, and we achieved it. I'm so incredibly proud of everyone at ACGP and the work they put in. The aim now is to defend this title in the years to come. Lando, meanwhile, it's truly incredible ending with this many points after some amazing races. It's emotional. I'm just so proud of yourself, so proud of the team. I think I really beat the odds this year, and it feels amazing. I mean, you did beat the odds at the start of the season, because good lord, the way that season began. But was it the Qatar race that did it? No, because Qatar, after Qatar, Victor Martins was still leading with 203 points. So what were the feature race results for Abu Dhabi? How has Victor Martins ended up with 0 points and Bogdanovic ended up ahead of him? What's happened there? I will actually continue clicking through December a little bit, but I don't think there's anything else to come to wrap this season and series off. There's a piece of research that pops in shortly, so the game should automatically pop back out at that point, and I'll round things off there. Dan Ricciardo goes down to 77. That's an interruption, but Christian Horner has popped up. I can call it a lucky break, though. We'll see. Of course, Daniel continues to regress in the background, but he's only here for marketing purposes. How did I fail the season target? What? How have I failed the engagement? We got 38 out of 31. How are you disappointed in that? Lando wins the drivers. Zane wins 4th. Apparently that makes us a 5-star team. Heritage goes to 7. Team rating goes to 911. They said that one out loud. Drivers goes to 142. That's Lando winning the title, of course. Constructors to 762. And we go to 1,000 points, all things considered. And the board gives 1.5 million because it's high. Regulation changes for next year was a hefty, actually, whack of regulations again for next year, which is good because everyone went absolutely bananas in the background. And I had to manipulate things to keep up a little bit. But even so, I think a lot of people are effectively at high 70s, 80 out of 100 now. So most teams ended up basically at roughly 75%, 80% maximum capability. So there wasn't a lot of gap to still develop into. So having a big 55% drop again, which will bring back everyone back down to sort of 30s, 40s out of 100 to start off next season is a great thing for the game. And also wind tunnel time is now heavily in favour of the teams at the back next year. So that is superb for them in particular, along with CFD. I don't know why they've arranged it like this, but there's so much gap here, guys. But we will not start the new season preparation because that would be covered in a video that would start season 5. All the surprises driver-wise for next season, we're not going to see. If this is to be resurrected at any point, then sure. Why is the contract ending with Abby pulling? Oh, I know. I think it's because they have contracts that start with the new season. Don't do that to me. Yeah, if we were ever to resurrect this for whatever reason, I am slightly concerned that F1 Manager is just dead as a franchise now. There's obviously that report they're saying that the game that was scheduled for 2025 was cancelled by mutual agreement between Frontier and F1, I guess. But so there is that to deal with. So the Discord, the actual official F1 Manager Discord is sorry to say, but it is a bit of a ghost town. It's not like completely dead, but it's way less active than it was obviously when the game came out. And people are still chatting away a little bit, but it's nothing really much going on there, particularly in feedback. In the feedback section. So, and nothing, of course, at all in terms of communication from the community managers on F1 Manager, whether there's anything. There's been no response even to the rumors of there not being a next game. You would think Frontier would come out and just say, nope, there isn't, like officially. But no, they've let that rumor fester for a month and a half, effectively, at this stage, a month and a half or so. So, I don't really know. I would love there to be a new game, but I don't think there will be at this stage. It is not feeling great right now. However, it's not all doom and gloom. Obviously, the achievements here, that's a nice positive. But what comes next? Now, as I mentioned at the start of this video, a few things got in the way of me recording this final one, and a few things got in the way of me sort of effectively setting up the next things. But the good news is those things have been sorted out now, and I can progress as I wanted to. So this should go up on the Monday. There will be a video on the Thursday, which will be Football Manager back, FM24, doing its best to be FM25, using an FM25 database. But so there will be an FM24-25 series. It's not going to be super in-depth. It's not going to be that one that is going to be a sort of regular check-in, a sort of a halfway house between a proper RTG and a rebuild, essentially. I won't spoil the team, but it's one of those. And I will, once that first video has gone live, I aim to use that as a streaming thing. So whilst I have played through half a season and the first video will cover that first half a season, from that point onwards, I will aim to stream it so then people can join along live with that. And then I'll do videos that recap half seasons with that. As for the next Monday's video, the one that I was aiming for and being really, really excited, much as I like the idea for the FM one, it's the Monday video, that's the big one. As the main series, EAFC returns. And considering my history with the EAFC on this channel, I think you can guess what's coming in terms of what style of series is going to be. But it comes with a twist, and it comes with an enhancement. Again, not going to spoil the team, but I'm excited for both of these things. I look forward to both of them, and with the FM series coming back, I will likely try to stream that. I don't think I'm going to stream the AAFC one, just because I want to be several videos ahead by the time that first one goes live, so you'll be joining me way later in the season. But if there's enough interest in it, maybe I'll start streaming that as well. It's all about whether or not I can handle it with the game and the recording software being streaming and recording at the same time, and so on and so forth. So it should be fine. It might be fine. I don't know. But we'll see. FM, obviously, I've never had any problems with, and I won't be streaming and recording that at the same time anyway. Nonetheless, this chapter of this channel ends. This chapter of this game ends. I mean, this book ends, frankly, with F1 Manager. This might be the last time we see F1 Manager in any capacity. So farewell, F1 Manager. You've been a valiant game on this channel. I've enjoyed playing it over the 3 years. Weirdly, despite the fact this was the best game, this was probably the most frustrating year to play it because of how much you had to manually correct. But nonetheless, it's been a fun ride, and we end actually having won something for a goddamn change. Zane Maloney's still got unfinished business. He's not won a championship yet, but we've got one for Lando this time. I say we've won something. We did win titles, obviously, but not necessarily with the driver I wanted to win them with. Mick Schumacher still remains without a title. Maybe F1 Manager's not totally done yet then. Maybe there's one last score to settle. But thank you for joining me. Hope you join me on the new seasons. Thank you for the support that is still with this series. Obviously, with the decline in interest in the game as a whole, I imagine the numbers haven't been superb on this. But thank you if you have come with me on this journey. I appreciate the lot of you, and I hope to see you with what comes next. Until then, thank you for watching. Ta-ra.